historic night it's going to be in Asbury Park, New Jersey tonight. It's April 2nd, 2005. The Best of American Super Juniors tournament is underway. Brian Danielson facing Spanky. I'm Jimmy Bauer, joined by Mark Nolte. I hope that you got through those thunderstorms all right, Mark, because we got quite a tournament on hand tonight.
Boy, the weather's been nasty, but boy, we're going to see our own lightning and thunder tonight in this ring. It's the American Dragon, Brian Danielson against Spanky. The handshake that you saw a moment ago was not part of the code of honor, but rather the mutual respect these two top-flight athletes have for one another.
There is no code of honor in this Best of American Super Juniors tournament. It is under New Japan rules, as these tournament matches are sanctioned and promoted by New Japan Pro Wrestling and Noki Sports Management and the NWA. The winner of this Best of American Super Juniors tournament will be going to New Japan Pro Wrestling in May to take part in their annual and legendary, historic, you can't give it enough accolades, the top of the Super Juniors tournament.
Right now, it's Spanky going to work on the left arm of Brian Danielson.
It should be noted that these tournament matches have no bearing on ROH records or ROH title petitions. This is strictly New Japan action we're seeing in the ROH ring, and what an honor it is to have it. And what an honor it is to see Spanky and Brian Danielson competing against each other for the first time since the very third Ring of Honor show, a night of appreciation. And I can't wait to see what these two pull out tonight. I mean, that match was 3 years ago. Think how far these two have come in those 3 years. They were so good back then, but now they're ring veterans. Now they've achieved international success. Spanky, of course, had that run in WWE. They are both much improved. They were awesome back in the day. Now they are the elite, and now they finally get to hook it up again after all these years.
Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Both men starting out somewhat cautiously and with good reason. Both men lightning quick. Both men can turn one simple mistake into a pinning combination. Now Danielson from behind with the necktie.
This crowd braved terrible driving conditions, terrible thunderstorms, coming to the ghost town known as Asbury Park, New Jersey, in this historic convention center. They are red hot for the start of this tournament. Danielson and Spanky, and I just gotta say that we really have something special on our hands here tonight.
No disrespect to the other competitors in this tournament, but I think you're looking at the crown jewel of the first round.
This could be the crown jewel of the whole tournament. This show, it should be noted, started about 35-40 minutes late, as a lot of the wrestlers were late getting here to the building, as driving conditions are absolutely terrible.
Now Danielson with the reverse Indian deathlock, gyrating, wrenching that knee, the counter from Spanky, the reversal from Spanky, floats up into that side headlock.
I just don't see how this isn't going to be the greatest tournament ever. I mean, what could possibly go wrong in this tournament?
Oh.
The winner of this match will be facing the winner of Black Tiger against Alex Shelley.
As a Boston Red Sox fan, you should know better than to jinx things. But right now, it's the side headlock by Spanky on Brian Danielson.
The other bracket features James Gibson against Roderick Strong in the first round, with the winner of that one taking on the mysterious Dragon Soldier B as he faces Matt Sydal. So, I mean, when you're dealing with Matt Sydal, when you're dealing with James Gibson, when you're dealing with Roderick Strong, you're guaranteed to see great matches. We don't know what this Dragon Soldier B has in store for us or who he is. Same with Black Tiger. But, I mean, you got to figure we could be looking at a James Gibson versus Brian Danielson finals. That's what I want to see.
I'm looking forward to the James Gibson-Roderick Strong matchup. Yeah, Roderick Strong's capable of winning this whole thing. And what a great way for him to break out than to emerge victorious in this tournament.
You're right about that. Right now, though, we have a classic in the ring. They had a classic back in 2002 as part of that Heartbreak Gauntlet series back at a Night of Appreciation. That show featuring Eddie Guerrero in the main event, and what an emotional speech by Eddie Guerrero, something I'm very proud to have happened in Ring of Honor. We were a huge part of Eddie Guerrero's comeback, and you can see that all on ROH's third show. Now we're about 55 shows later, around that number, and here we are with Bryan Danielson and Spanky again.
Every time Bryan Danielson has been put into a position to have a classic match, he has delivered.
No doubt, and he is currently embedded in that violent feud against Homicide. They have that best-of-5 series going. But tonight, I think that there's been a little truce called between Danielson and Homicide, as Danielson is focused on this tournament, Homicide is focused on the world title. But, you know, when it comes to Danielson and Homicide, I don't think any kind of truce will be kept by both sides.
But maybe tonight, if we can just get through tonight without Danielson and Homicide winding up in the parking lot, I'll be happy.
Well, Danielson wants to get back to New Japan, so he is focused on this tournament. Of course, Homicide, he's hell-bent on becoming the new Ring of Honor World Champion. But right now, we got Spanky with that leg scissors on Bryan Danielson.
Of course, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, the winner of the Survival of the Fittest competition.
That's right, he proved he can go the distance.
Keep in mind, Bryan Danielson had that incredible 75-minute classic with the current ROH World Champion before he won the title, Austin Aries.
Testing the limit, that's a match for the ages.
In a night where the winner's going to have to wrestle 3 times, where conceivably the winner could have to go 90 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours over the course of the evening. This is going to test the stamina and the heart as well as their ability in the ring.
It looks like Danielson's done with the feeling out process. He's done with the grappling as he just leveled Spanky with that European uppercut. What great fans we have here in New Jersey tonight, braving the weather conditions to be here.
I like the strategy of Danielson early in this match, Jimmy. He's going after the legs. He's trying to take the legs out from under the faster, more adept at the aerial tactics wrestler in Spanky.
Well, one thing you have to be careful of in these first round matches is you do not want to take a lot of punishment. You cannot afford to get a body part injured because you have to wrestle 2 more times if you plan on winning this thing. So you really want to get these first round matches over with in a hurry.
But that's the trick. We've talked about later on, you're going to be seeing James Gibson against Roderick Strong. You're going to be seeing Matt Sydal. You're going to be seeing Alex Shelley. Find me the opponent that you're going to be able to get an easy first round out of.
That is true, as Danielson showing a lot of agility.
Whoa.
That's agility and power mixed into one.
That's a knockout blow.
Danielson against Spanky. And you know, there's a lot of pride between these two. They came up in the business together, and if they were both trained by Shawn Michaels at the Shawn Michaels Wrestling Academy, and they both made their names against each other a few years ago. But since that time, they've gone in different directions. Bryan Danielson, a star for New Japan. Spanky, a star in Japan for 01 Max. And now they finally come together in the ring again after all this time. So you know that neither wants to go out the loser. This would actually make huge headlines in Japan if Spanky's able to win this tournament, because that would deal from him going from 01 Max over to New Japan, and I don't think those companies really get along.
Absolutely not. That's a great point. What a standing drop kick by the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
That is perfection right there. The international media is here. Dave Marquez from New Japan is here to oversee the tournament. This tournament's going to have huge international ramifications.
Jimmy, let me say something about Bryan Danielson. I must have watched him wrestle 24 times now at least. Why am I still surprised every time I see him at his incredible athletic ability?
More perfection with that surfboard. Will Spanky give? Shoulders on the mat. Spanky manages to kick out.
Jimmy, I really like the point you made a couple of moments ago about both these men being products of the Shawn Michaels Wrestling Academy. How much personal pride there is on the line between these two in addition to this all-important tournament. And I think it's brought out the best in both men. They've raised their game to the next level because of that.
No doubt. And right now, Spanky grabbing for the ropes. Danielson pulls him into the middle of the ring with a 2 count.
Even by Bryan Danielson's standards, Danielson has looked impressive tonight.
Danielson now taking Spanky up by the hair.
Plants him with a European forearm uppercut.
Now Danielson and Spanky did collide in the trios tournament, but that was in a 6-man. This is the first time they've had a singles match in years.
The incredible quickness of Spanky on display.
Spanky definitely using his agility as his advantage, but Danielson cutting him off with that big chop. Reversal. Leg lariat, down goes Danielson.
Oh, buckle up for the ride, kids. This is going to be a great match.
It already is a great match, and I think it could end at any moment the way these two are going at it. Nice traditional back body drop. Simple but effective. Spanky, big boot to the face, cover. 2 count only. Right now it's about who has the best strategy, who can follow up. Spanky, of course, loves to go for slice bread number 2. He puts them all away with that. Danielson head first into the turnbuckle there. I was going to say Danielson will go for the cattle mutilation. He's also been using that Regal plex lately, a suplex that was actually taught to him by Steven Regal. Spanky going for a tornado DDT and dump to the floor. That'll change momentum in a hurry.
Can I make a prediction here, Jimmy?
Go ahead.
Both of these wrestlers know each other so well. Both of these wrestlers are so well scouted and they're so skilled. I think they're going to have to win this match with something other than their pet holds. I think their opponents are both too good and have them too well scouted to use the pet holds to win.
You're right, these two grew up in the business together. Danielson once again to the floor. Spanky the aggressor now, sailing out of the ring with that tope, landing on Danielson, knocking him down, scoring big.
Now Spanky, keep in mind, there's a 20 count on the floor during this match.
New Japan rules, no code of honor. Danielson catches him in a Fujiwara armbar, turns it over in a counter mutilation. Spanky gets the ropes. That was the only thing that could save him. Todd Sinclair calling for the break. There it is.
We talked about the new attitude, the newfound aggression of Bryan Danielson. Notice him looking right at Todd Sinclair as Sinclair was counting off that break. He knows he has a count of 5 to break that hold, and he milked that count all the way to 4.
Danielson now concentrating on the arm. Of course, the cattle mutilation does do damage to the arm. The arm is one of the pressure points of cattle mutilation. Look at Spanky there, clutching, fighting for his life.
Spanky's got to go on the defensive here. He's got to create some distance between him and Bryan Danielson so he can recover. Danielson following up on his prey. Stiff kick to the shoulder.
Danielson focused on that arm. He has a strategy in this one. Back suplex. Worst yet for Spanky if he does manage to win this match and he can't hit slice cover. 2 count, but he can't hit slice bread number 2 to get the win. But if he does win, he's going to have an injured limb for the rest of this tournament.
I have a feeling that every other wrestler that makes it to the next round is also going to have some damage. The competition in this tournament is just too high.
Danielson now has the injured arm hooked with his knee driving into it, and he's pulling back on the other one. Now going to the face of Spanky. Letting go, Todd Sinclair. Good job officiating.
Yeah, Todd Sinclair could have called for the break there, but he's going to let the athletes decide it.
Perhaps Danielson knows if he injures the arm of Spanky, that Spanky might not be able to hit slice bread. He might not be able to hook it.
Is it my imagination, or has Danielson got a little bit of a smirk on his face as he continues to apply punishment?
You know he has to be enjoying this. He's back in the ring with his old rival, his old friend Spanky. They only met briefly in that trios tournament. They're finally together one-on-one.
He's going to tie him up in the ropes.
There's that aggression we've seen in the feud versus Homicide.
There's another weapon in Danielson's arsenal that we've seen of late. That's that airplane spin from hell.
Oh, I don't. Someone's going to throw up on him one of these days. Danielson now, another simple and effective move, the hammerlock. I've talked about James Gibson being fundamentally sound in the past. I think Bryan Danielson might even be more so.
Well, what a great match if we see that later on in the tournament.
That would be the finals, and that's what I'm rooting for the finals. Spanky fighting out of it, showing heart, showing courage. Danielson, though, catching him on that Huracanrana attempt. What a unique submission here. He flung him back into a suplex.
Look how smart Spanky is. Spanky knows he's hurt and immediately went to the ropes.
Cover! And you notice how Danielson was leaning forward with that chest on Spanky to add leverage. And Mark, that goes back to what you were saying earlier. They might need some new tricks in that one, and I've never seen Bryan Danielson do that move before. Spanky into the corner.
Of all the great performances that Bryan Danielson has delivered in ROH, this has got to rank way up there. He is on his game tonight.
A heck of an effort so far from Spanky as he goes up and over using his agility once again. Again going to his speed and agility. Danielson cuts him off. And he's calling for it, Mark. Did you count, Mark?
37 seconds by my unofficial clock.
Wow. And now Danielson has the bearings to climb to the top rope.
Yeah, but does he know which way to fall or leap?
I don't know. He soars, though. Spanky with enough presence to move. You can tell that airplane spin took a lot out of both men.
But look at Spanky. Spanky's going to follow up. Spanky's going to go to the top rope.
Danielson moves. Both men might get counted down here.
And to think the winner of this match is going to have to wrestle at least one more time, probably twice.
Roy elbow misses, super kick. Slice bread. Somehow Danielson kicked out. Maybe Spanky didn't do enough punishment, like we saw against Alex Shelley in Boston. Frog Splash connects.
Jimmy, how many times have you seen somebody kick out of the sliced bread number 2?
Great effort from Danielson. Danielson now coming up with the legs of Spanky. Spanky did not do a lot of damage though before he hit that sliced bread. That might have been the deciding factor. As we have a sharpshooter.
Is this going to be enough? Danielson attacked those legs early in the match. Then later on with the cattle mutilation went through the shoulder. Spanky counters. Danielson continues to roll through with it. Spanky's going to have to get to the ropes at some point or concede.
Oh, look at that. Danielson dragging him in, but Spanky manages to turn around. Spanky's going to watch his shoulders here. Danielson turns it over one more time.
And that's what Spanky really wanted. He wanted to change the position in the ring where he could get to the ropes. Great counter wrestling by Spanky to escape.
Danielson now behind Spanky. He's looking to finish him off. Clubbing forearm to the back.
Backdrop from all the way from the top rope.
Cover! Spanky somehow kicks out, but Danielson has cattle mutilation hooked. And look at Spanky, he knew how to get out of it. He rolls him up.
That is a 2 7/8.
Spanky gets the boot up. He's going for sliced bread again. No way Danielson will survive it. Danielson plants him on the top, counters it. He might be going for another back suplex from the top. Spanky's going for sliced bread. This is how he won at a night of appreciation. No, doesn't get it. Roaring elbow connects this time. The Regal Plex. What a classic we just saw. Bryan Danielson using the suplex that was taught to him by William Regal. He is advancing to the second round. I don't know if it can get any better than this.
What a wonderful time we had in Ghana, huh? Yeah. And won't that John Walters be a great governor in Accra? I'm telling you, I'm proud of him. For now, he should go over there and run my whole business because he's doing a splendid job. Yeah, but as for that punk, CM Punk, going online to all these websites, going on the newspaper, talking about how he's going to disfigure this $1 million face.
Not gonna happen.
Of Jimmy Rave, my friend, are you kidding me? This man right here and the embassy have something in store for you. and you claim you're gonna bring some big tough guy out, a big tough guy in who you call Colt Cabana? Well, you know what? With the money that Prince Nana has and the contracts that he cuts out, I've hired one of the best security and wrestlers in pro wrestling today, my crew. So, CM Punk, you can go around talking about what you do in this and what you do in that, but the embassy is number one. The Outcast Killers are number one. Fast Eddie, number one. And Jimmy Rave will always be the crown jewel. CM Punk, tonight, you're talking about disfiguring this $1 million face. Trust me, we have something in store for you. But till then, let's go to the back and have some champagne, all right? Let's do it.
We are ready for more first round action in the Best of the American Super Juniors tournament. And we got Dragon Soldier B wearing the mask against Matt Sydal. And it's Best of American Super Juniors tournament, so I don't really know what Dragon Soldier B is doing here. But as I stated earlier, these are New Japan matches. They have no bearing on Ring of Honor, title petitions, anything like that. And New Japan wanted Dragon Soldier B in this tournament, so we are seeing him in action. This could be a future superstar, as New Japan is very high on this individual. A guy that ROH is very high on is Matt Sydal. You see him in the green, using his agility. Oh, almost just high flying there. Matt Sydal is a guy who's had some success here in ROH. He's looking to break out of the preliminary ranks. He's got all the athletic tools in the book, and tonight could be the night that he makes a name for himself.
He's got to figure a way to get out away from the mysterious masked man to start off with. And it looks like a sign of sportsmanship. Of course, there is no code of honor.
Dragon Soldier B offering the hand. Now that's insulting.
Oh, I'm trying. I'm on my best behavior since it's a tournament.
Well, this is a tournament of international ramifications. Matt Sydal now, once again showing that agility, turns things around on Dragon Soldier B. We have a standoff. Dragon Soldier B was able to prepare for Matt Sydal, while on the other hand, Matt Sydal, he has no idea what Dragon Soldier B is going to pull out.
This is kind of like letting the BCS run a wrestling tournament.
What's the BCS?
The college football ranking system that determines the national championship without a tournament. And there are various ways of determining who's going to play for the championship. Floats up into the side headlock now. Sydal counters with a split leg cradle. You know, Matt Sydal, as you mentioned, has got every tool in the book athletically. It's just a question of when the seasoning kicks in and he's able to score that victory. I think the one thing that Matt Sydal needs right now more than anything else is that one victory that gives him the confidence necessary to let him know that he really does belong in top matches in ROH.
Well, if he gets the 3 big victories tonight, he's headed to New Japan. Sydal grabbing the ropes there. Referee Paul Turner calling for a break. Dragon Soldier B cautiously, he hasn't given a break yet, still hasn't given a break. There it is, and he stops the ankle of Sydal.
Absolute cheap shot.
Dragon Soldier B now in control of this one, going after the legs of Matt Sydal, a good tactic, as he could take away the aerial offense of Matt Sydal in this match. Sydal, of course, having his problems with the embassy lately. That's something to keep an eye on in the future.
But tonight, this is going to be all about Matt Sydal trying to win this tournament, trying to cement his place as one of the best stars in all of wrestling.
I mean, the winner of this is going to New Japan. It doesn't get much bigger than that.
Even if you can get to the finals if you're Matt Sydal, that would be considered a huge step in your career.
Matt Sydal now bridging backwards, doing damage to the leg of Dragon Soldier B. Very nice submission work.
Shades of Tito Santana with the reverse step over toe hold into the high bridge.
Right now, Sydal struggling. Dave Marquez from New Japan is here tonight overseeing the tournament. It's a pleasure to have Dave Marquez at a Ring of Honor event. I've waited a long time to see Dave here. Dragon Soldier B coming up with the arm.
I like the strategy of Dragon Soldier B here. Matt Sydal faster, more adept at being in the air, to the best of our knowledge. The appearances would say that if this is a match on the mat, that the bigger Dragon Soldier B would have the advantage.
Dragon Soldier B, no, reversal by Sydal. He gets greeted with a couple of boots though. Nice agility.
There's the athleticism of Matt Sydal on display.
Sliding kick. Sydal wants to go airborne. Perfect moonsault off the top to the floor. Matt Sydal putting it all on the line in the best of American Super Juniors.
Matt Sydal has a lot of potential, but he is coming into this tournament as an underdog. So you're absolutely right. Why not take the big chances? Why not go for broke?
Even if he loses, he could be a winner if he impresses in this match, especially with New Japan officials here in the international media. In addition to the fact that, hey, he's still trying to impress ROH officials and get a full-time job in Ring of Honor.
We talk about guys with potential all the time. How many guys are there out there that want to be in Ring of Honor that have great athleticism and great potential? There are only so many roster spots.
That is correct. There's only one main event. There's only so many spots. That's why the competition is so fierce in ROH.
And you can get by on potential so long.
That is true. Eventually, you have to deliver. For instance, Trent Acid, all the potential in the world, didn't deliver. You don't see him in ROH anymore. Matt Sydal now scooping up Dragon Soldier B, going for more aerial offense.
Well, this has to be Matt Sydal's. This has to be his tactics the entire match.
He scores with that Hurricanrana off the top. Beautifully done.
Don't worry about the referee, Sydal. You need to keep pressing your advantage.
I would go back up to the top right now if I was Matt Sydal and go for another high-flying move. He has been very successful with the aerial offense in this match. He is taking way too much time. This is inexperience right here. This is a mistake from Matt Sydal.
And you wonder how much of this is frustration.
Ooh, vicious chop.
Vicious chops, but I don't think he wants to get a striking contest with a bigger opponent.
It looks like he wants to go airborne again, but he's taking a lot of time.
Look at Dragon Soldier B shaking his head.
He's going for that no! Dragon Soldier B holds on. He couldn't hit it again. Going to the well one time too many.
And Dragon Soldier B almost telegraphed the fact that he wasn't going to go down on that.
A nice submission, but that is illegal. In a pure title match, it might be legal. And Dragon Soldier B with a roll-up. And oh! He grabbed the ropes and got the win.
What a cheap victory.
First round action continues as Alex Shelley takes on the new Black Tiger, an individual that I've been looking forward to seeing in this one. Of course, the winner of this match will go on to face Bryan Danielson in the second round. Black Tiger start things off in a hurry with some nice lucha-style wrestling.
Well, the legacy of Black Tiger is well known. Jimmy, I know you're a big fan of Japanese wrestling from the 80s. In your opinion, who was the original Tiger Mask's greatest foe? Was it the Dynamite Kid or was it the Black Tiger Mark Roca?
Well, you got to throw the Cobra in there too.
Absolutely, George Takano.
Of course, the original Black Tiger was Mark Rocco, as you mentioned. And a more famous Black Tiger was none other than Eddie Guerrero. Let's see if this Black Tiger can follow in their footsteps. Those are some pretty big footsteps to walk in. And for New Japan to decide this individual to be the new Black Tiger, you know he's got to have something special.
And Alex Shelley making his return to Ring of Honor after a short absence. And tonight he does not have Generation Next or Apologies on his mind. He has an opportunity. Really, this could be a fresh start for Alex Shelley if he wins this tournament.
Alex Shelley missing both March shows, out with an injury caused by Generation Next. We saw it happen in Chicago when Jack Evans came down with that 630 on the chairs that were wrapped around the arm of Alex Shelley, injuring his arm, knocking him out of action for March. So you know that Alex Shelley is going to be coming for revenge against Generation Next. But tonight, just like Bryan Danielson isn't focused on Homicide and is focused on the tournament, Alex Shelley is focused on this tournament. We've seen some nice wrestling here. I think that the Black Tiger has to be one of the favorites to win this tournament. I mean, if New Japan holds this individual in such high esteem that he's following in the footsteps of Eddie Guerrero, I mean, this guy, he's got to be somebody to keep an eye on.
Well, I think he has to be somebody to keep an eye on. Is there such a thing as a favorite in this tournament as loaded as the field is?
That's true. It could go to anybody.
You know, Alex Shelley, this is a guy who at times has looked like he was going to emerge as one of the biggest stars in all of wrestling, especially in the cruiserweight division.
Well, Alex Shelley's ride has been derailed by getting kicked out of Generation Next. That was unexpected at Final Battle 2004, and he has been in a war with Generation Next since then, as he has a very nice submission here, and I believe that he is bleeding from his mouth as well. Let's see if Black Tiger can hang on. Black Tiger, no, rolls him over. 2 count only.
What a great boost to the confidence of Alex Shelley would it be if he could knock out Black Tiger in the first round.
Well, what an embarrassment it would be for this individual. That would end his career. I mean, you're wearing the Black Tiger mask and you lose in the first round of a tournament like this? That's a disgrace. And look at that, a leapfrog and Black Tiger grabbing the leg of Alex Shelley.
I'm going to respectfully disagree. I don't think it's a shame for anybody anywhere to lose to Alex Shelley.
Well, good point there. Black Tiger now. Big kick to the back. Shelley showing he's not going to be denied. Pointing at his mouth as the blood trickles out of it.
The trademark cockiness of Alex Shelley wants to suplex him. Nice counter by the Black Tiger. Standing switch and go behind.
Takes him over, nice submission. He's got the cross-arm breaker, Alex Shelley trying to clasp the hands there. Negating the effectiveness of the hold, and now he gets the ropes.
This is the Alex Shelley that we saw for most of 2004. A man that, by his own admission, and a lot of people agreed, had talent on loan from God.
Alex Shelley took a lot of shortcuts last year. He claims that he has seen the error of his ways since then, and he has actually apologized to the entire ROH locker room. So far, no one has accepted it. But right now, Black Tiger's not accepting those chops as he comes back with one of his own. You think that eventually anybody will forgive Alex Shelley? So far, no one's showing any sign of it. He is on his own against Generation Next.
Well, you look at all the horrible things Alex Shelley did to people. This is why I think this could be a great moment in Alex Shelley's career. If he wins this tournament and he gets a spot in the New Japan tournament, he creates it's a new beginning for him.
Hey, maybe he can become friends with Black Tiger and get an ally. And hold on, he turns him over.
Well, I think both
2 count only.
I think Black Tiger and Alex Shelley are earning a lot of mutual respect in this match.
Both men going for submissions. Alex Shelley looks like he's got the advantage now. Very nicely done, an octopus there. A variation of it, actually. There you see Black Tiger moving the one leg away, creating leverage for himself, able to take Shelley off his feet now. He's tying up the legs of Shelley. A lot of submission wrestling in this match. This is the kind of action I love to see. Another beautiful submission, and look at Black Tiger making sure to keep his shoulders off the mat as well.
You know, interesting, this Black Tiger wrestles a different style than his predecessors from what we have seen thus far. A lot more mat-based, a lot more submission-based than I've seen out of his predecessors. Would you agree?
Yeah, for the most part. We did see some lucha out of him in the beginning, and that, of course, is similar to what Eddie Guerrero is used to doing.
Though both Roca and Eddie Guerrero were also tremendous technical wrestlers.
There's another submission from the new Black Tiger. And look at that, as he is really pulling back on those arms and driving that boot in the back of the head of Shelley. Very painful. Pressure on the shoulders and the neck.
You know, in some ways, this Black Tiger style reminds me a little bit of Alex Shelley's style with the combination submission holds.
Now, once again, he continues to wrench away at those arms, ripping at the shoulders, causing pain to the tendons of Alex Shelley. Shelley now trying to turn it around. Oh, and he gets met with a flurry of kicks. Dragon screw, he counters it. Enziguri to that back of the head. This is Alex Shelley's opportunity now. You know that he loves to go for the Border City stretch or shell shock. We don't know what Black Tiger uses in his finish. Perhaps a Tiger suplex like his predecessors. Shelley going up now. Knee right to the back of the head. Cover. 2 count only.
Jimmy, is it just me, or does this tournament atmosphere seem to revitalize Alex Shelley to an extent? The fact that he doesn't have the personal issues to distract him, and he's concentrating on nothing but wrestling. Super kick, the cover.
Alex Shelley also showing his toughness as his mouth is busted, and he is bleeding out of the mouth, but that's not slowing him down at all. It looks like he's going for that cross-leg brain buster. No, Black Tiger up and over. Go behind, fast-paced action. He's got, could be Tiger suplex. Cover. He gets him with the Tiger suplex. Impressive match from both men.
Here is your winner advancing to the second round, Black Tiger.
We are ready for your 4th and final first-round match of the Best of American Super Juniors tournament. One match I'm really looking forward to. Roderick Strong of Generation Next in the blue against James Gibson. The winner of this one will face Dragon Soldier B. And after what we saw to Dragon Soldier B in the first round, I got a feeling that the winner of this one's going to get a ticket to the finals.
Wow, that's my partner, Jimmy Bauer, stepping up his intensity for the tournament.
I mean, the guy had to hold the ropes to defeat Matt Sydal. Nothing against Matt Sydal. It's the fact that he held the ropes in a Japanese tournament like that. That's a disgrace.
Did you notice that Roderick Strong accepted the handshake from James Gibson to start this match?
Well, no code of honor. Roderick Strong, no, of course, he knows he's in front of this international media. He wants to impress. I think you got a little sub-story in this one as the two of them going back and forth, and that is that James Gibson is set for an ROH World Title match against the Austin Aries Homicide winner on the next show, April 16th in Boston. Now, if Gibson loses this match, it's not going to hurt his title shot because, of course, none of these matches have any influence on ROH rankings, title petitions, anything like that. These are New Japan matches. However, James Gibson wants momentum going into that title match. But more importantly, I think he has to watch out for Roderick Strong, because Roderick Strong might be looking to put a beating on James Gibson and soften him up for potentially Austin Aries if Aries is successful tonight.
Well, Roderick Strong has 2 goals. Number 1, you know Roderick Strong would like to step out on his own here and win this tournament and start establishing his own legacy. And second, I think you're right. I think Roderick Strong's coming into the ring tonight as a policeman. The question is, does Roderick Strong know whose policeman he is? Because obviously he wants to soften James Gibson up, but is he going to be softening Gibson up for Austin Aries or for Homicide?
Well, I got a feeling he's going to take the gamble that it's for Austin Aries. And I tell you what, he did a great job softening up Homicide on the last show in Connecticut, Back to Basics. A great match there, and Homicide did experience lower back pain, and that back might still be bothering him going into tonight's title match.
Roderick Strong, I think, with a break or two and a major victory or two, is a guy that we could be talking about as an ROH main eventer in the same class with the CM Punks and the Austin Aries and the James Gibsons and the Spankies. I think he's one major victory away, and this could be it tonight.
He could get 3 major victories tonight and be heading to New Japan. Right there, Roderick Strong grabbing the leg of James Gibson. James Gibson so fundamentally sound. He's established himself already as a force in ROH as he is 3-0 in his Ring of Honor matches, including classics against against Spanky back in Dayton. And of course, we've seen that friendship between Spanky and James Gibson. That match on the second night of ROH's 3rd anniversary celebration, and he had that great match against Rocky Romero at Back to Basics on the last show. It's pretty funny that Romero's not here tonight too.
Interesting.
Roderick Strong now driving that, looks like the tape maybe, into the face of James Gibson.
I want to elaborate on a point that you made a second ago about Romero not being here. Are you surprised that the Rottweilers aren't here in full force, considering that Homicide's going for the championship tonight?
I definitely am. That should be something to keep an eye on.
Gibson's going to back Strong into the corner. You want to talk? I used the word revitalized earlier. I think that actually certainly describes James Gibson since he returned to Ring of Honor. He loves it here.
Oh, he is firmly committed to ROH. James Gibson, he has his sights set on the ROH World title, and you better believe that he would make a proud world champion. He will get his shot in Boston at the next show. Roderick Strong kicking off at Gibson. Nice shoulder block, down goes Gibson. Charges in with that forearm. Right to the bush of Roderick Strong, and Strong's taking a breather. Gibson goes airborne with that tope.
Well, James Gibson knows he's got an ROH World Championship match. But at the same time, he is not he's not leaving anything on the table. He is bringing he's going to take all the risks, all the chances he would normally take. Not conserving any energy.
James Gibson doesn't believe in losing. He wants to win this tournament. He has already established in New Japan as a star. In fact, he is part of Jushin Liger's CTU group, but he wants to go back and he wants the prestige of winning the Best of American Super Juniors. He wants the accolades from the international media. Gibson now, no, Strong cutting him off. Forearms back and forth. Who will face Dragon Soldier B? Gibson going low.
What a backbreaker by Roderick Strong! We've talked before how explosive Roderick Strong is. James Gibson just now has first-hand knowledge.
You see Gibson immediately roll out of the ring, clutching his back. Gibson wanted to take a breather. He is in excruciating pain.
And look at Roderick Strong, smart enough to go right back after him. Drives that back right into the railing.
Roderick Strong, the aggressor here, and he is showing a veteran-like presence as he is not letting James Gibson rest at all. In fact, he is punishing that back more as he keeps ramming it into the steel. He's got a chair now.
Now Roderick Strong needs to be careful here.
There is a 20 count, he better remember that, as he was just driving that chair into the lower back, into the spine of James Gibson.
Now the referee could interpret that as use of an illegal object and call for disqualification.
And look at this, Strong now using the ring post. He has used those steel barricades the ring post 3 times now and the chair on the floor, and he has done significant damage to the lower back of James Gibson.
You know, all the times that we talk about a wrestler centering attack on a particular body part, this is as textbook of an example as I can remember. Roderick Strong is destroying the lower back of James Gibson.
Gibson going for a slam, and his back couldn't support him.
James Gibson couldn't execute something as simple as a body slam.
Strong right back to the back with a back suplex. See if I can say back one more time in that sentence.
I don't know if James Gibson's going to be able to say back much longer. I don't think he's going to have one.
He's in a lot of pain. Roderick Strong being so aggressive. And I give Roderick Strong all the credit in the world for being this aggressive.
Absolutely.
He's thinking about softening up James Gibson frosted areas, but more so he's thinking about going to New Japan, and he's thinking about pulling off a major upset here.
Double underhook. Suplex onto the small of the back. Roderick Strong starting to feel it. Jimmy, how smart of a match is Roderick Strong wrestling to this point?
He's wrestling like he's a 20-year veteran. And now look at this, simple and effective. Look where that knee is.
Right into the spine.
Roderick Strong doing severe damage to the spinal column of James Gibson.
Anybody that didn't talk about Roderick Strong as a legitimate contender in this tournament is about to eat their words. James Gibson fighting his way out of trouble. What a drop kick! Drop kick and a beauty by Roderick Strong. Strong goes for the cover. James Gibson, foot on the rope. I don't think his back was in shape enough to kick out.
That is the veteran presence of James Gibson. He knew exactly where he was in the ring. He knew where the ropes were, and instead of taking the energy to kick out, he went for the ropes. But look at this.
Camel clutch.
And that is a lot of pressure on the lower back. You notice though, James Gibson, he's able to be on his knees here, kind of alleviating some of the leverage. Now he's using that leverage to get out of the hold. Nicely done by James Gibson, but he's still stuck, and once again, Roderick Strong driving the knee into the spinal column of James Gibson.
Notice Strong's composure as it appeared Gibson was going to reverse it.
James Gibson reversing things. He lands a suplex of his own, a desperation move from James Gibson.
He had to do it, but when he does so, he lands on his own back.
He's trying to massage his back right now.
Right now, he's trying to roll out of the way, trying to create some distance.
Gibson fighting for his life. Big forearms.
Neck breaker.
Beautifully done by James Gibson, and once again he is clutching at his back. But I see a dazed look in the eyes of Roderick Strong.
But Gibson is in such excruciating pain, it is taking him a lot longer than it normally would to follow up. But follow up he does with the knee to the side of the head.
Gibson now, he's getting a flurry together. He's using his adrenaline. Brainbuster, cover! Not enough. And look at this, now the adrenaline wore off a little bit. That adrenaline burst, and Gibson once again in excruciating pain, clutching at his back.
Can you imagine that pain shooting through his spine and through the small of his back?
James Gibson now taking Roderick Strong into the corner. Let's see what he's actually able to do here. I mean, that back is obviously in excruciating pain.
I don't know if he's going to be able to hit a superplex, or if he hits a superplex, I don't know who he's going to do more damage to.
Hold on, Roderick Strong has unhooked. Roderick Strong went to the back. And no, Gibson to the top again. Hits the top rope, Hurricanrana, lands on Strong, cover. 2 count.
The ring intelligence of Gibson really hit the one move he could hit that did the least damage to his back.
Look at this. Gibson's not even able to stand up straight.
Double underhook. No. Strong with a double leg dive. Catapults him. Look at Gibson. Lands feet first on the second rope. Strong catches a backbreaker.
Oh, that's got to be it for Gibson. What a combination from Strong. Cover. This is the kind of effort that might make James Gibson an ROH World Champion.
This might be the kind of effort that cost him the ROH Championship, because now he can continue to do damage to his back. But there's no way James Gibson's going to allow himself to be pinned to spare himself the punishment.
Roderick Strong going for that half Nelson backbreaker. Gibson trying to, no. Oh, beautiful. Pitfall. Oh, just a 2 count. That might have been a last-ditch effort for Gibson. Double knees.
Gibson protecting that back, left himself wide open.
Once again, Gibson showing incredible effort, kicking out.
And for the first time tonight, Roderick Strong showing frustration on his face.
I don't even think Gibson's able to stand up straight. No, he's able to reverse that. DDT. He could be going for that guillotine choke. Yes, there it is. The front guillotine. This is what won Gibson all his matches. What's Strong doing? Gibson! No, Strong back up. Look at where that knee is. It's a Boston Crab with that knee driving into the back of James Gibson. That knee driving into the spine. Gibson gets to the, no. Once again, that knee driving into the spine, and the Boston Crab does enough pain, enough pressure, enough damage to the back as it is.
Roderick Strong is wrestling maybe the match of his ROH career.
Oh! Gibson pulls it out. One mistake from Roderick Strong, and the veteran James Gibson is able to pull it out. What an effort from Strong. And look at Gibson, though.
It hurt him to have his arm raised.
His back is in really bad shape.
I don't think he's going to be able to continue the tournament.
Roderick Strong, a great effort from him. He did his damage. And Mike Keener's calling for help from the back. I don't even know if James Gibson can stand up here. Here you have the other refs. They're coming to take a look at him.
He hasn't rolled. He hasn't moved.
Dave Marquez from New Japan out there. All right, we'll keep you updated on the condition of James Gibson.
I got a shotgun right where the ride.
At a combined weight of 385 pounds.
It is now time for action promoted by Ring of Honor. No disqualification action. CM Punk's coming for revenge against the Embassy. He has enlisted his best friend, his second Saint City tag team partner, Colt Cabana, to take on Jimmy Rave and Fast Eddie. Punk going after Rave, who has been running from Punk. And he's cornered now. Punk's going to get his hands on Jimmy Rave. Punk says he's going to disfigure Jimmy Rave. Oh, look at that. Fast Eddie pulling Punk out.
And it is on.
Davey Andrews, the top graduate from the ROH Wrestling School, in the corner of his trainer, CM Punk and Colt Cabana. And Prince Nana has a whole slew of people on the outside, including that new girl, I have no idea who she is, and a bodyguard, Mike Crew, as well as Omar Tortuga, the Outcast Killers. The action fast and furious in this one. CM Punk taking it to Fast Eddie, the newest member of the Embassy.
In the ring, it's Cabana and Rave.
John Walter's not here tonight as Prince Nana has given him a job in Ghana, West Africa as a governor. How ridiculous is that? John Walter's giving up his wrestling career as he is going to stay in Ghana. And Punk was about to get Jimmy Rave, and Omar Tortuga cut him off. No DQ in this match. Anything goes.
Which basically allows the entire Embassy to interfere as freely as they want.
You know the Embassy has one goal, and that is to keep CM Punk away from Jimmy Rave. And Punk's no! Fast Eddie cutting him off. Of course, Jimmy Rave, he blinded Punk in Chicago. He pinned Punk after spraying him in the eyes with bug spray in his hometown of Chicago to end the 3rd anniversary celebration week. And if that wasn't enough, he gave Punk's girlfriend the Rave Clash. Tracy Brooks, Punk's girlfriend, out of action. Punk still unable to get his hands on Jimmy Rave, but he is getting some revenge on Fast Eddie.
You can make the argument that Jimmy Rave is as hot as any wrestler in Ring of Honor.
In the wrestling business, Mark.
I'll agree with that too. He has a tainted victory, but a victory nonetheless over AJ Styles and CM Punk.
On consecutive nights, and Punk almost getting his hands on Rave, and Tortuga cut him off again. Now Rave, he's taking it to Punk.
Fast Eddie on a roll in his own right. There's Jimmy Rave, goes for the sunset flip. CM Punk counters.
Punk's got him! Punk is gonna disfigure Jimmy Rave. He is pounding his face. Oh, there's Tortuga and Fast Eddie, and Davey Andrews has had enough of seeing his mentor. And now Davey Andrews is taking it to Omar Tortuga, and here's Colt Cabana back. The fight is on!
I'm not sure that Davey Andrews is going to be able to even the sides against the entire Embassy.
There's just too many of them, including that new mysterious bodyguard, Cruel.
And too experienced.
Jimmy Rave pulled the 2 upsets of the year. Dayton, Ohio defeated AJ Styles with the aerosol, the air freshener to the eyes. And then he blinded CM Punk in Chicago consecutive nights. And Punk now getting his hands on the Embassy. He is taking it to Jimmy Rave. They are going into the crowd. Hip toss into the chairs. The ringside area cannot contain the hatred.
And the more this stays out of the ring, the more it's the advantage to the Embassy, the more they can interfere at will.
Colt Cabana is here to help his friends.
Right now, Fast Eddie taking over on Colt Cabana. Fast Eddie on a roll of his own.
That's right, he defeated Matt Sydal in Chicago after turning on him. Fast Eddie spitting on the faces of all the fans who took their time to select the name of the Matt Sydal Fast Eddie tag team. Fast Eddie promptly turning on Sydal. And we got chaos all over the building here in the historic Asbury Park Convention Center. There have been a couple of ECW pay-per-views and new GCW shows here, and these guys are bringing back the memories as they are brawling up into the bleachers. The ringside area can't even contain them.
That's right.
absolutely pounding Jimmy Rave. Low blow by Rave.
Well, if it's two guys that are at home in an ROH out-of-control brawl all over the building, it's CM Punk and Colt Cabana. All those violent feuds that they've had over the years. Jimmy Rave and Fast Eddie and the Embassy aren't going to do anything that CM Punk and Colt Cabana haven't seen before.
CM Punk's proved it against Raven. He's proved it against the Prophecy. He will do it all. There's nothing too violent for him as Colt Cabana brawling with Fast Eddie on the other side of the building. And what a stand-up guy Colt Cabana is. He is not involved in this issue at all, but he is here to help his friend. And we got some fan interaction there as that fan holds up the chair and Fast Eddie's face meets the chair. Now you got Jimmy Rave and Punk brawling on the other side of the building.
We've talked about those victories being tainted, but give Jimmy Rave credit. He has definitely stepped up his game. You don't accomplish what he's accomplished without being a big-time wrestler.
What's this? Punk's gonna try to cripple him.
There's one suplex on the stage. I wonder if he's going to try to suplex him off the stage into the orchestra pit.
That is a hard stage right there. There is no give. As Eddie and Cabana going back into the ringside area inside the guardrails. Punk now, he wants to cause more pain, more abuse to Jimmy Rave. And he's going for another suplex on that hard stage. No, Rave blocks it. Rave's fighting for his life out there.
Russian leg sweep onto the stage. Cabana goes down into the pit holding the back of his head.
Now Punk, he's hurt. Here's Cabana coming in, and him and Fast Eddie are brawling over there now.
Give Fast Eddie and Jimmy Rave credit. A lot of people question whether or not they'd be able to hold their own against experienced brawlers like CM Punk and Colt Cabana, but they brought the fight right to the Second City Saints.
Punk now going for a suplex in the crowd. Drapes Jimmy Rave on that steel. Cabana's got Fast Eddie. He's carrying him through this crowd. Drops him on the knee of Punk. The Embassy is down. The Second City Saints are getting revenge. CM Punk is doing this for Tracy Brooks. His girlfriend is out of action because of Jimmy Rave. He was embarrassed in his hometown of Chicago. Punk now. No, the Embassy blocks it. Jimmy Rave taking it to Cabana. Cabana firing right back.
Knee lift. Jacks the jaw of Rave.
There's Prince Nana looking on. The dictator of Ghana, West Africa, using his country's money to pay for these members of the embassy, taking money out of the education budget. Absolutely sickening. He used that money to pay for his weapons of mass destruction, for his new bodyguard, for all these men in the embassy.
Now Jimmy Rave pummeling CM Punk.
Punk now, he's in a bad situation.
Now it's Jimmy Rave. May have trapped himself up on that top turnbuckle. Superplex plants him.
Both men were on the top. Punk doing damage to himself in order to inflict pain on Jimmy Rave. And Tortuga charging at Punk, and there's Davey Andrews to cut him off. Rave and Punk are both down, exhausted, beaten up.
This ringside area looks like a war zone.
It is a war zone, Mark. Colt Cabana hurt on the outside. He's trying to come back into the ring. Cabana takes out everyone with the Asai moonsault. And there's a bodyguard getting involved. Prince Nana ordering him on. Punk and Rave trying to get to their feet. Who will get to their feet first? Cabana crawling to the back with the rest of the embassy. Lopez throwing fists.
Pure hatred in the center of the ring, duking it out.
We have a slugfest. Punk leveling Jimmy Rave. Colt Cabana is crawled to the back with the bodyguard. Davey Andrews and Omar Tortuga have just crawled to the back. You know what that means? Punk's alone out there.
Now Punk with an opportunity to extract his revenge. Has Rave trapped in the corner. Pummeling him. Rave fights back. Big right hand to the side of the head. Punk reverses the whip, comes in with a clothesline. Punk falls into the corner, another clothesline.
Punk wants to disfigure Jimmy Rave. He knows Fast Eddie was about to come and he takes him out. This could be his opportunity. No DQ. Rave right down to the mat. Shining Wizard blast Jimmy Rave.
Punk with the cover.
Punk going for the Anaconda Vice. He broke weapon of mass destruction. Three's arm with this. And what's that girl doing? Oh, this is going to have a happy ending for Jimmy Rave. She gets... Oh, you don't do that to Punk.
Oh, you don't make CM Punk won't hit a girl, you are mistaken.
Oh, especially after what Jimmy Rave did to Tracy Brooks. She might have broken the hold goal. That was her purpose. There's Nana. He's got the aerosol spray can. Oh, he just hit Punk with the air freshener. Jimmy Rave gets the pin.
They've done it to CM Punk again. The Embassy has stolen another one.
Prince Nana as Punk's out cold. And what's Nana doing? He's unwrapping the tape. That's a steel pipe. The Embassy have knocked Punk out with a steel pipe. Colt Cabana is still crawling. Davey Andrews are crawling in the back with Omar. And the bodyguard, Cruel. Punk's out cold. He is at the mercy of the Embassy. Oh, we need some help. What's Prince Nana doing?
Why has he got that ring jacket in there?
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the show, Jimmy Rave, Fast Eddie, and the Embassy.
That's a cheese grater.
Wait a minute. He's not going to do it. No.
You said you're gonna disfigure his face.
They're trying to scrape off that straight edge tattoo. Oh my God! Oh, this is too grotesque. Cut! We can't let our audience see this. They're trying to scrape off the straight edge tattoo. Oh, this is disgusting. Oh God!
Hello everybody, it's Gary Michael Capetta, intermission time in Asbury Park, New Jersey. What a first half we've seen. CM Punk ripping up the locker room. But the second half, we've got some very important matches. Right here, we've got former Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion BJ Whitmer. What says you?
Well, you know what, Gary? I have worked way too hard for way too long to have the tag team title stripped away from me because Dan Moff's career is now over. Well, Danny, your career's over. My heart goes out to you, bro. But I have to move on. My career has to go on. So this week, I was given a call by management, and they said, hey, you know, we're giving you first dibs, first shot at the tag team titles. They said pick a partner. So, I sat back and I thought about it for a little bit. And you know what? I think I have the perfect tag team partner. A guy with a ton of untapped toughness. A guy I damn near beat to death in Dayton, Ohio, and he kept coming back for more. I decided I picked Jimmy Jacobs.
Jimmy Jacobs, BJ Whitmer, tag team here. All right, everybody, you know we've got plenty of action coming up. Second half of ROH coming your way.
No. We need
Hold on, that's Dave Marquez from New Japan. That's not James Gibson, obviously.
Marquez giving the ring announcer some instructions.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been informed by Dave Marquez of Inoki Sports Management and the NWA. They have ruled that James Gibson is not able to continue into next tournament due to his back injury sustained in the first round match.
That's not a popular decision, but I got to agree with it.
Yeah, I understand, of course, the crowd being disappointed. First of all, I wish Dragon Soldier B would get off the ropes like he's accomplished something. But wait, what is this?
James Gibson can't even walk.
No. At some point, the officials have to protect the athletes from themselves. You see this so many times in so many sports. When you've got an athlete of this caliber, he's got a heart so big that he refuses to quit. He refuses to listen to his own body. But James Gibson has no business out here. He got his back decimated in that last match.
Roderick Strong really destroyed it, and I think Spanky as his friend here has to step in and oh! Dragon Soldier beat jumping James Gibson. And wait a second, I got Artie, our producer, in my earpiece. He says that CM Punk's in the back and he's demanding some mic time. We're going to cut to that as Dragon Soldier works on the back of James Gibson.
Just start filming.
I'm rolling.
You wanted to be famous? Well, congratulations, Jimmy Rave. Congratulations. I told you a long time ago, if you wanted to keep your spot in Ring of Honor, you had to work hard for it. But no, you had to bite off just a little bit more than you could chew, didn't you? See, the difference between you and me is I fought legends and I bested legends and I did it on my own. Your biggest mistake is listening to somebody else. You got Prince Nana in your ear, and now he's got you all twisted. And ultimately, Jimmy, it's going to lead to your demise. Your biggest mistake comes at the hands of CM Punk. I'm going to cripple you. I'm going to maim you. Not because you took out my girlfriend. Not because you tried to take my eyesight and temporarily did. But now you attack my individuality. You try to steal my identity. You want to take a common household kitchen appliance and scrape it across my stomach? Is that going to erase who I am, Jimmy? I'm still standing. I'm still here, and I'm still ready to fight. But congratulations and welcome to the big time. You now have something in common with all the inmates on death row. You know when you're gonna die. April 16th in Boston, when I wrap my hands around your throat and I watch the life escape from your eyes. The hell I sent you to! It's gonna look like heaven compared to what I do to you here on Earth!
Strong words from CM Punk, but James Gibson with an inhuman effort in the ring. Dragon Soldier B has done a lot of damage to James Gibson, but the real damage was done by Roderick Strong. James Gibson shouldn't even be in this match.
Suplex, I'm not sure that's the best move to use when you've got an injured back.
Gibson can't even stand up straight. He's crazy.
He can't even stand upright. I don't know how he's going to climb these ropes.
He's like an 80-year-old man. He cannot do this. No! He he hits the leg drop, but he might have, oh, look at him. He can't even make a cover. He's in so much pain. The impact on his back there. There's the cover after delay. When we were at the Punk promo, Dragon Soldier B did a lot of damage to the back of James Gibson. But as I said before, the real damage was done by Roderick Strong. James Gibson should not even be in this match. Paul Turner, the referee, he's got to make a call soon. He might want to call this match. He might have to end it.
Jimmy, I thought you brought up a great point earlier. I know Spanky is friends with Gibson, but as his friend, I think sometimes you've got to tell your friend things you don't want to hear. Now here's Dragon Soldier B.
Oh, the pressure on the back. There's that illegal submission. We saw it before. And he's rolling Gibson up like he did side out. Oh, he's got the ropes like side out. Paul Turner, though, great officiating. He sees and stops a count, but I almost wish he made the 3 count.
How do you say cheap shot artist in Japanese?
Roll up by Gibson. I don't want to see Gibson win this. There's no way he could be going to the finals. As much as I don't want to see Dragon Soldier B or whatever this guy is get to the finals, James Gibson's career is in jeopardy.
Sometimes you've got to tell your friends things they don't want to hear. Spanky needed to tell James Gibson not to wrestle this match.
I mean, Spanky is showing his concern by coming to ringside here, but you are right. He needed to step in and keep his friend from doing this. Dave Marquez tried to step in, and James Gibson was having none of it. I mean, that's a lot of heart, but it's almost bordering on stupidity.
Yeah, there's this awful fine line between courage and stupidity. And the thing that's driving me most nuts about this, Jimmy,
that's going to be a superplex, Mark. There's no way.
Oh, that's not necessary. He didn't have to do that.
This is it. Oh, no. Stay down, James. Stay down, Jamie.
He just doesn't have it in him. It's why he's such a great athlete, such a great wrestler. The fact that he refuses to stay down even though it's in his best interest to.
We got a Dragon Sleeper in there. Gibson trying to fight. Oh, more impact on the back with an inverted DDT.
I don't have any problem with Dragon Soldier B doing what he needs to do to win the match in advance. I understand he has to, but I really don't appreciate the fact, number one, that he's gloating. He tried to gloat over taking a forfeit.
He held the ropes earlier, and not only that, he jumped James Gibson, who's practically crippled, coming through the ropes. Oh, and it's a back submission. Look at him twisting the back, twisting the spine of James Gibson. Gibson, he is not saying quit. He will not quit. Someone's got to help him. James Gibson is going to end up a cripple at this rate.
Referee got to ring the bell.
James Gibson has to quit. He might be passing out from the pain.
The smart move by the referee would be to end this match.
There is no escape from this hold. And what's Spanky doing?
He's throwing in the towel.
Good move by Spanky. I commend that. Let go of the hold, Dragon Soldier.
I don't know about you, but I've seen enough of this cheap son of a gun.
To the finals, Dragon Soldier B.
We are ready for more Ring of Honor action. It's tag team scramble time. We have Roderick Strong, originally not scheduled in this match as Jack Evans is going solo, but it looks like he's entered himself as it's Strong and Evans of Generation Next against Dunn and Marcos, the Ring Crew Express. Marcos starting it out against Strong, against Lacey's Angels of Izzy and Deranged with Cheech and Cloudy, and of course Lacey in their corner, and Dixie and Azriel, the two men that threw out the Special K name. One fall wins it. When someone leaves the ring, someone can just come in, no tags needed. Marcos is going to be outmatched here against Roderick Strong, especially after what we saw Strong do to James Gibson's back earlier tonight.
You know, it's kind of ironic that Roderick Strong lost in the first round of the tournament, but he may have had a bigger presence as far as who actually wins the tournament than anybody else.
We'll even know if James Gibson will be good to go in a couple of weeks for his world title match, whether it's against Austin Aries or Homicide. But right now it's Marcos looking impressive against Roderick Strong, taking him down in a Huna Karana and a drop kick. Wow. Especially after Strong's effort tonight against James Gibson. I mean, he nearly crippled James Gibson.
And look at Marcos follow Strong to the floor, but that may have been a mistake.
And the party is over for Marcos. And Strong is just eliminating everybody's lower back tonight. We got Dixie in there against Dunn. Dixie getting serious. You see him with some new gear. He dropped the Special K name. Special K no more after Dixie and Azrael won that great match last week against Izzy and Deranged. And what's with the new business attire of Lacey's Angels? Dunn with some nice action there, taking Dixie down for a 2 count. Dixie now up and over. The action fast and furious already in this tag team scramble. Beautiful tornado DDT by Dixie. What's Dixie doing now? He goes airborne, springboarding out to the outside. Azriel, he's embedded in that feud against Izzy and Deranged, the former Special K members in the ring again. You see Lacey on the outside and Allison Danger out there as well.
I'm not sure what Allison Danger is doing out here. She doesn't have a horse in this race, but she's out here taking notes.
She's got a pen and a notebook. She's been claiming she's going to restart the prophecy. She's going to get over that kick. The prophecy's done and over with. And Azrael's almost done and over with after that head scissors takeover. Nicely done by Izzy. More fast-paced back and forth action. That's what the tag team scramble is all about in ROH Original. Azrael pushing off that moonsault dropkick. Goes for a suplex. No. Izzy stopping it. Izzy now gets planted, taking too much time fooling around on Azrael's shoulders. No, Azrael misses the double stomp. Arm drag. Another arm drag. A third, going back to the basics here.
Oh, Azrael just spit on his former stablemate.
Oh, he got kicked in the head for it. As we got a submission now by Azrael.
And how humiliated would this be for Izzy to have to tap out here?
This is a change of pace for a tag team scramble.
Azrael, with an opportunity to have a breakout year in 2005, has all the talent to be able to do this.
Well, I think that Izzy has a chance also to be the breakout star. Nice head scissors takedown there by Azrael. Izzy's out. That means someone else can just come in, and that someone is Deranged with a springboard dropkick. Lacey approves at ringside. She claims to be the smartest businesswoman in wrestling. And
isn't that kind of like being the toughest guy in France?
Jack Evans now back and forth with Deranged. There's Allison Danger. Deranged kicked out of the ring. What's Jack Evans doing? A space flying tiger driver from Jack Evans. What a match he had against Spanky last week where he debuted that move. Roderick Strong now taking it to Dixie. Whipping him in. Dixie, big forearms to Strong. Strong catches him in the Huna Karana attempt.
And that's how he decimated James Gibson, the Messiah of the backbreaker. Azrael comes in. Here comes Jack Evans.
Referee Gary Moore might as well give up when it comes to maintaining control in this one. What do we got here? Double team work from Generation Next. There's no one better. Jack Evans launched like a missile into Azrael. What's this? The ode to the Bulldogs. And that might have taken out Dixie's knees. Azrael also hit with a backbreaker.
And here come Dunn and Marcos. Of course, Dunn and Marcos coming off that huge victory in the scramble cage.
Beautiful double team work, patented stuff from Dunn and Marcos. They're going up. You know it's senton time. It connects. Jack Evans is in trouble. Cover. Evans kicks out. Dunn and Marcos high five. Here comes Izzy though.
Double back breaker, double neck breaker, innovative move by Izzy.
And we have Izzy and Deranged, Lacey's Angels in there. They got some double team moves, it looks like. They're taking care of Marcos. Oh, brutal kick right to the face.
You have to be impressed with the way that they have rebounded from what had to be a heartbreaking loss.
Code Red after that moonsault dropkick. That was only a glancing moonsault dropkick, but the Code Red very effective. Jack Evans in there now. Whoa, reverse Huda Karana. That's going to be it for Izzy. This crowd's loving it. What's Dunn doing? Lance Evans, this one's all over. Azrael with the save. That's one thing about these types of matches. You have to make sure no one's around when you go for a pinfall or submission. That's why it's so tough to gain a victory in a fast-paced match like this. Electro chair, cover! Roderick Strong right there for the save. The first fall wins it.
All four teams opening up their offense. Pump handle.
Dumps him on his head.
Roderick Strong.
Oh, low blow. That's questionable. Gary Moore monitoring Deranged. No one wants to see this end in a DQ as he just plants Roderick Strong right there. Marcos in now. Up and over goes Deranged, lands on his feet but gets caught with a kick. Neck breaker. Nice floating DDT. Marcos looking very impressive. Here's Izzy. Boy, you don't even have time to breathe in one of these matches.
Double underhook. Suplex position and brings him straight down.
That could rearrange the spinal column. We got Dixie in there with Izzy. Neck breaker. It's got him in a camel clutch. Azrael with a double stomp right into a pinning combination.
Roderick Strong barely makes the save in time.
Jack Evans kicking Azrael out of the ring. Izzy's gonna be out. Another beautiful double team from Generation Next. And there's that half crab driving the knee into the back of Dixie. He took that backbreaker earlier and oh, he gives. Roderick Strong was gonna break him in half. What a victory for Generation Next. Tag team scramble action, awesome as always.
Jake.
We are about to see history made as new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions will be crowned. Of course, the belts had to be vacated from Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer after Moff was in a serious car accident. He will be okay, but he sustained injuries in that car accident and his wrestling career is over. BJ Whitmer was given the option of choosing a new partner to go after the straps. He chose Jimmy Jacobs, citing the fact that Jacobs showed him a lot in Dayton, took a lot of abuse in Dayton and kept fighting back. Whitmer thinks he's a great tag team wrestler. Whitmer also believes he has a lot of untapped toughness. Samoa Joe and Pure Champion Jay Lethal earned this opportunity to go for the tag titles by winning that incredible main event last week at Back to Basics, defeating Spanky and CM Punk.
Right now it's a side headlock by Jacobs, and he takes Lethal over. Lethal, the Pure Champion, takes the hold away with the head scissors. And it's interesting because when Lethal and Samoa Joe earned this title shot, they were thinking they were going to be going into the ring with a disadvantage as far as experience as a team. Now they have the experience advantage as a unit.
Jacobs and Whitmer definitely the underdogs in this one. This could also be another historic night for another reason. If Jay Lethal can win the tag team titles tonight, he will be a double champion. And you want to talk about climbing from Special K into being a superstar, you could be looking at a double champion here in ROH. Jimmy Jacobs holding on to the arm. Jacobs has waited a long time for this opportunity. He wants to make the most of it.
Well, Jimmy Jacobs has not been the first time that he's been picked to be somebody's partner. When Ricky Steamboat was looking for a team, he picked Jimmy Jacobs to be on one of his side.
That is right. Ricky Steamboat hand-selecting Jimmy Jacobs to be on his team on a couple of occasions, and compliments don't get much higher than that. Jacobs now taking Jay Lethal down. Lethal, though, coming up, avoiding that last arm drag. Jacobs ducks.
If Bryan Danielson likes to call it the airplane spin from hell, that is the head scissors from hell.
Both men dizzy after that one.
Traditional tag team strategy says you start with your speed and tag to your power. Both teams starting the match this way. Both guys look like they really ought to tag.
You know, we also have another factor in this one. If Jacobs has to be kidding me. He wants Samoa Joe.
How dizzy did he get?
Here comes the big man, the 21-month ROH World Champion, the ROH legend Samoa Joe, and Jimmy Jacobs showing the guts, the toughness that BJ Whitmer talked about, as he is not intimidated. As I was saying before, if Jacobs or Whitmer can pin Jay Lethal in this match, that would put him in line for a pure title shot.
But right now, he has to survive against Samoa Joe. And you've got to appreciate the heart of Jimmy Jacobs, but I'm not sure this is the best strategy if the goal is to win a championship.
What a tough break for BJ Whitmer, losing his tag partner Dan Moff. A tough break for Ring of Honor. And right now this could be a tough break for Jimmy Jacobs.
Though to Jacobs' credit, he didn't go down.
Yeah, but Jacobs does not want to get into the striking game with Samoa Joe.
The Whitmer's encouraging him. Look at his partner in the corner.
I don't blame Jacobs one bit.
All right, now we're talking a little bit more sound strategy. Remember, this is for the ROH Tag Team Championship. Now is not the time to try to prove your manhood.
If we're seeing BJ Whitmer versus Samoa Joe, we've seen them meet on a couple occasions. That super hard-hitting four-corner survival back at the second anniversary show that also included Loki and Dan Moff. And of course, BJ Whitmer challenged Samoa Joe for the world title back at Wrath of the Racket. And he took Samoa Joe to the limit on that show.
BJ Whitmer may have the single most explosive move, pun intended, in all of ROH. The one move that cannot be defended, that wrist clutch exploder.
That move puts everyone down. Samoa Joe taking Whitmer off his feet. Big cross faces. Peppering Whitmer.
Even though Samoa Joe is no longer the ROH World Champion, he still has a giant target on his back. Every time he's in the ring, whether it's a singles match or a tag team encounter, everybody knows it's like being the old gunslinger in the Wild West. Everybody knows if you take Samoa Joe down, you will immediately establish yourself as one of the biggest stars in all of professional wrestling.
Samoa Joe has made lofty goals for himself. He wants to get the pure title, which would be odd because he'd have to challenge Jay Lethal for that. But he also wants the tag team titles. He wants to be the first man to win all three belts in ROH.
Tag back to Lethal. There's the tag to Jimmy Jacobs.
As Whitmer, not on the good end of those blows from Samoa Joe before. We have the two quicker men now, although Samoa Joe is very quick in his own right.
As is Whitmer. Whitmer's a terrific athlete.
Yeah, in fact, I rescind that statement. As here comes, Jimmy Jacobs firing back on Jay Lethal right now.
All the hell that Jimmy Jacobs has been through. How ironic would it be if somehow he manages to come out of this match as tag team champion?
Well, if one man deserves it, it's Jimmy Jacobs. He has taken some hellacious beatings in ROH. He has definitely earned his stripes. He has paid his dues. He has driven 12 hours to wrestle on shows. In fact, he even drove 12 hours to wrestle on this show here tonight.
What would go through Alex Shelley's mind?
Right about that. Jacobs, of course, a former tag team with Shelley. As he gets dropped right there, Jay Lethal now on top. Jay Lethal proving that his pure title victory was not a fluke, pinning CM Punk in that tag main event last week to earn this tag title shot right here tonight. Jacobs now stuck in the corner, the recipient of a hard chop. And you have to ask yourself too, is who was the one who attacked Jay Lethal at the Trios tournament? We talked about that a lot last week. Jay Lethal attacked before the show. His eye swelled shut from the attack. It was a sneak attack though. He did not see who did it. ROH officials are currently investigating and they have ruled out the embassy as possible suspects.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
I do have that scoop. So the embassy are not behind it, as they all have alibis. In fact, they were in Prince Nana's limo when it happened, eating shrimp cocktails.
Well, Samoa Joe and CM Punk demonstrating the first real teamwork by either side in this match.
Jay Lethal, you mean? Big knee. Samoa Joe with a definite size advantage here. Lethal, no. Oh, Joe's just taunting him at this point. Samoa Joe in firm control. Can he back up his statement? Be the first man to win all 3 ROH titles. He needs the tag belts right here if he wants to.
Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal, that's their 4th tag to only 1 for the combination of Whitmer and Jacobs. Especially if they're going to trap Jacobs in the ring, the ability to move in and out is really going to play a big part in this match. And for the first time tonight, Whitmer's got to come in and make a save. Now, even though they have more experience as a combination, Joe and Lethal do not have a lot of experience as a combination.
No, not at all. They had that mentor-protege relationship, but they don't have a lot of time tagging with each other. Lethal, though, right now in firm control on Jimmy Jacobs. Whipping Jacobs corner to corner, reversal. Jacobs, no, up and over. Jacobs needs to be in a position to make a tag. This could be it. He's going to the top rope. If he connects, he'll be able to tag out to BJ Whitmer, the powerhouse of the team. No, Lethal steps out of the way. No one home for Jacobs and a cover. 2 count only.
Yeah, Lethal way too quick and nowhere nearly beaten down enough to be caught with a missile drop kick.
Here comes Samoa Joe.
Hey, Joe, come on, knock it off. Come on. No, BJ.
Whitmer can't lose his composure like that. Joe taking the head off and Jimmy Jacobs cover. Whitmer having to make the save. Todd Sinclair trying to get control.
Jimmy Jacobs may be out on his feet.
He's still fighting. He's still struggling. This is the toughness that BJ Whitmer is talking about. Whitmer and Moff beat Delirious and Jacobs to a half inch of their lives in Dayton, Ohio during the 3rd anniversary celebration week, and Jacobs and Delirious still almost won.
Oh, that was one of the closest falls that you will ever see that didn't actually result in a victory.
Jacobs now stuck in that crab, though. Look at Joe putting all that weight on him, rearing back.
Now notice Joe and Lethal really haven't trapped Jacobs in the corner.
Now you're right about that. One thing to also note, you only saw 1 tag team belt before this match. Ring of Honor trying to get the other one from Dan Moff. As there's a power bomb. Once again, though, we want to thank Dan Moff for all his contributions to to Ring of Honor. An absolutely class individual. The man who opened up ROH. And we won't forget you, Dan Moff. Thank you for everything.
Double knees right into the neck and the chin lock by Lethal. But again, notice they're past the center ring point.
That's a good point. And now, and there's where Jacobs is trying to take advantage of that fact. He lands on top of Lethal. 2 count only.
Jacobs wisely tried to go for the cover. And look at Lethal. Lethal trying to get Whitmer to make a blind charge in the ring and does so.
It works. And Lethal showing his veteran presence there as he is learning. You can't call him an upcomer or a youngster anymore. Oh, double teamwork from Joe and Lethal backfires. Drop kick. This is Jacobs, just has to go to his corner. He takes Lethal. Going for that Contra code, no. Oh, Joe catches up against Huda Corona into Lethal.
This may be Jacobs' last chance.
Whitmer, he's fresh on the outside. He's a house of fire. He's waiting to explode. He needs that tag to ignite him. There it is. Jacobs almost getting in the way of his partner there. A little miscommunication. These 2 guys still learning the ropes, still learning how to work with each other. Here comes, no, Whitmer saw that coming, ducks down. Crossbody attempt. Whitmer rolls through, holds on. Plants Jay Lethal with the brainbuster. Cover! Samoa Joe with the save.
The power of BJ Whitmer on display there. Take a lot of strength to control a body.
He's got the wrist clutch! He's got it! Oh no, Lethal up and over. Lethal now whipping Whitmer. Corner to corner. Lethal with a boot. The action's getting fast and furious. Hits him with that DDT. Cover! There's Jacobs with the save.
Tag to the big man.
Samoa Joe now. Taking it to Whitmer. Whips him corner to corner. Whitmer ducks. Super kick. Joe staggered.
It may be a little bit more time before Whitmer can tag Jacobs back in after all the punishment Jacobs absorbed.
Well, Whitmer in trouble after that sidewalk slam. 2 count.
Whitmer may have to go it alone for a while.
Samoa Joe now looking to follow up. This is the aggression we've known from Samoa Joe. This is what we saw in the trilogy against CM Punk. This is what made him world champion. Samoa Joe taking it. No, Whitmer catches him with an exploder. Dumps Joe on his head. That was not the wrist clutch exploder, but a regular one, and Joe might be out. He landed right in his head and neck. This crowd rooting on both men. Both men get tags. Jacobs has had time to recoup.
Now Jay Lethal and Jimmy Jacobs going to trade chops in the middle of the ring.
Dragon suplex. Jay Lethal wins all his matches with this. That's how he beat Punk. Back elbows. No, he's got to vote for the Dragon again. Jacobs catches him in a bulldog. Whitmer seen an opportunity, knocks Joe off the canvas. Doomsday Rana, cover! Just a 2 count. What heart from Jay Lethal. This is the same effort we saw when he defeated John Walters at the Trios tournament to win the Pure title with one eye completely swollen shut.
But now what does Jimmy Jacobs do?
He could go for the Contra Code. Reversal. Lethal shrugged off from Jacobs, connects with that heel kick. And look at Jacobs trying to, yes, Jacobs makes a tag. And here comes Samoa Joe. The big men are back in.
And Samoa Joe laying everybody out with those chops.
He almost chopped Jimmy Jacobs out of his boots. We've seen him kick Jack Evans out of his boots. Power slam.
1, 2, 2.
Whitmer kicks. Jacobs was going for a senton and Lethal caught him and tossed him from the ring.
Great ring intelligence by Lethal.
Jay, break it up, come on, break it up, come on.
Whitmer dumped on his head, cover! Samoa Joe's looking frustrated. He thought that was it. I thought that was it. This crowd in the historic Asbury Park Convention Center thought that it was it.
How did Jacobs get back in the ring?
Lethal now going up. What's Samoa Joe doing? Oh, that's it for Jimmy Jacobs. He gets squashed with that tope. Whitmer going up. Lethal cutting him off. Both men. Oh, he's got the wrist clutch. Dangerous! BJ Whitmer will not be denied his tag team title. The finals are underway of the Best of American Super Juniors tournament. The New Japan canvas is on the ring. Dragon Soldier B taking on Black Tiger. And I gotta say, I am definitely rooting for Black Tiger in this one.
How can you not root for Black Tiger? He's come into this building tonight and he showed himself to be a skilled wrestler, a skilled flyer with a lot of heart.
Dragon Soldier B can thank Roderick Strong for being in these finals, because Roderick Strong is the one that injured James Gibson, which pretty much gave Dragon Soldier B a cakewalk to the finals. And Dragon Soldier B is still using cheap tactics. He's been using them throughout the tournament. And quite frankly, he hasn't impressed me, nor these ROH fans.
Yeah, you're not going to fool these ROH fans. They're the most intelligent fans in anywhere in professional wrestling. And they know this is a guy that really wasn't even impressive against Matt Sydal, a wrestler who didn't have a lot of experience.
We have a rolling cradle now. Dragon Soldier B, it looks like I don't even know what he's trying to do here.
Danny Hodge would not be impressed.
You know what? You talked about these ROH fans. They are tough to impress, but rightfully so. They pay their hard-earned money to see Ring of Honor events, to see Ring of Honor DVDs. They demand that the wrestlers work hard. They demand that the wrestlers give them top-notch efforts, and that is not what we have seen out of Dragon Soldier B tonight. As he rolls up the referee, and this is just ridiculous. We want to thank New Japan for allowing us to hold this tournament. We want to thank Inoki Sports Management, Simon Inoki. We want to thank the NWA. We want to thank Dave Marquez for allowing us to have this tournament. But I got to say, I'm not too thrilled with these finals. Black Tiger now. Fishman's Buster. Or Fishman's Suplex gets a 2 count. Black Tiger has been impressive in this tournament, taking Bryan Danielson to the limit, defeating him with that Tiger Suplex. Same with Alex Shelley, and Black Tiger has looked great in both matches.
Yeah, I'm trying not to use the word joke to describe, but it's hard not to.
Black Tiger puts it all on the line. We've seen some great high flying out of Black Tiger, some great lucha out of Black Tiger, great submissions, strong strikes and kicks. I'd like to see Black Tiger back in ROH.
I bet if we did a quick survey, you wouldn't get the same opinion on I'm trying to be politically correct here.
Might as well just say it, Mark. You've gone this far.
You know, sometimes when you have a tournament, it doesn't always work out the way you want it to.
Dragon Soldier B catching Black Tiger. And another one of those beautiful submissions from Black Tiger. He's got it wrenched in. Come on, tap, tap, tap.
I'm trying not to openly root, but it's just hard not to.
Oh, after Dragon Soldier B held the ropes, after he jumped James Gibson before the bell, I'll definitely root for Black Tiger.
And he gets into the ropes. I think getting into the ropes is his favorite move.
Definitely. Not only that, this is Best of American Super Juniors tournament. I'm not sure if Black Tiger's American or not, but Dragon Soldier B obviously isn't. The whole idea of this was to send one of the best Americans over to the New Japan Super Junior tournament.
I'm not sure the nation of Japan wants to claim this guy either.
Cover. Once again, though, I do want to thank New Japan for letting us have this tournament. Inoki Sports Management, Simon Inoki, Dave Marquez, because without this tournament, we wouldn't have seen Roderick Strong against James Gibson. We wouldn't have seen Bryan Danielson against Spanky. We wouldn't have seen Black Tiger's impressive matches. As he's going for a cross-arm breaker.
Listen to this crowd chanting for a tap.
Dragon Soldier B reaching the ropes.
Dragon Soldier B has been totally outclassed in this match. Black Tiger basically has had his way.
Black Tiger has also had a tough road to this match. A very tough match against Alex Shelley and an even tougher match against Bryan Danielson. Meanwhile, Dragon Soldier B cheated to beat Matt Sydal despite a good effort by Matt Sydal. And then basically the second... Oh! You gotta be kidding me.
How do you say cheap shot artist in Japanese?
This is a Ring of Honor ring. It might be a New Japan canvas, but it's a Ring of Honor ring. And this is not the kind of thing you see in Ring of Honor. Tiger suplex.
1, 2, 3.
That's it. He beat Alex Shelley and Bryan Danielson with this, but the referee is down, and it was Dragon Soldier B pulling the referee in the way of that missile drop kick. Black Tiger trying his hardest. Brainbuster. Cover.
We're getting some editorial commenting from the crowd.
Well, I can't blame them.
I can't either. Everything that this crowd has gone through to be here tonight, braving the elements.
And we got a tombstone no reversal. And now they're in the ropes. Black Tiger going for another springboard. Buddha Karana, yes! You know what? If Dragon Soldier B had absorbed the same amount of punishment that Black Tiger did tonight, this match would have been over.
If Dragon Soldier B wrestled Matt Sydal tomorrow night, both fresh, are you sure Matt Sydal would lose?
Well, he only lost tonight because Dragon Soldier B was holding the ropes. There's a tombstone. Cover.
This crowd's getting ugly.
I don't blame him.
I don't either.
Black Tiger getting frustrated. What's it gonna take to beat Dragon Soldier B? Whip into the ropes. Oh, that was nicely done. Finally see something good out of Dragon Soldier B.
Finally.
And oh, Black Tiger had to tap. Dragon Soldier B is going to New Japan in the Best of the Super Juniors tournament.
Here is your winner of the Best of the Super Juniors tournament, Dragon Soldier B. Ringside, do or die out of Brooklyn, New York, weighing 218 pounds, representing the Rottweilers, the notorious 187 Homicide! To my right, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, weighing 202 pounds, representing Generation Next, he is your Ring of Honor World Champion, Austin Aries!
It is main event time. Here are a couple of fans. They can't get over the fact that Samoa Joe's not champion anymore because your ROH World Champion is Austin Aries. He is set to defend the belt against Homicide. And of course, you have to watch out for Julius Smokes in the corner of Homicide. And it should be fitting that this world title match is taking place on a New Japan canvas because Austin Aries is doing his best to make this into a world belt. He just got back from a tour of Europe where he took on the best there. Austin Aries also going to different promotions in different regions of the United States to defend the belts against the best from each territory. Very similar to the old school territory champions, which I'm sure you're quite familiar with, Mark.
Allow me an editorial. It is time to quit talking about Samoa Joe as ROH World Champion.
Oh, look at that
Disgusting.
disrespect from Homicide.
And look, Austin Aries isn't phased. You're not going to get an Austin Aries head.
The bell is rung. The world title match is underway.
It is time to quit talking about Samoa Joe in ROH World Championship matches. Austin Aries has created his own legacy from that great series of matches with Colt Cabana, including that amazing Tope con Hilo through the cage door, onto the floor, sacrificing his own body to keep the title. Talking about the very successful tour of Europe. Talking about, as you mentioned, traveling the company with the ROH World Championship, taking on all comers. Austin Aries said he was not going to fill the shoes of Samoa Joe. He was going to create his own legacy. Jimmy, he has accomplished that. And this is one more test for Austin Aries as he takes on the man who a lot of people thought was going to be the man to beat Samoa Joe in Homicide.
Homicide could even be considered the favorite going into this match as he pinned and defeated Austin Aries in the final match of the Trios tournament. He hit Austin Aries with the Cop Killer and pinned him 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, bringing home the Trios tournament for the Rottweilers over Generation Next. What a finals that was. And this crowd, red hot. We have, these are your ROH diehard fans right here. Not only did they brave the thunderstorms, the horrific rains to be here, the unsafe driving conditions, but due to the delays in the start of the show and the tournament, that this right now, it's 12:15 a.m. in Asbury Park, and these fans are still red hot for this ROH World title match.
We have great fans, and Jimmy, I think you join me in thanking the fans because a lot of these travel great distances, literally for days at a time to get to ROH shows. And they invest not only in the live events, but in the merchandise. And we appreciate all the sacrifices ROH fans make to attend these shows. And one of the reasons they're willing to make those sacrifices is because the ROH product delivers in the ring.
Homicide. You know what, I'm kind of nervous of what's going to happen if he does not win the belt tonight. We saw what happened at Reborn Stage 1 when he felt he was ripped off of the belt. He ended up throwing a fireball at Samoa Joe, causing a riot-like scene, one of the most chaotic things ever to happen in ROH. Homicide, of course, has had classics against Samoa Joe, coming so close to defeating him for the world title.
Actually had his hand raised at one point.
Yep, whether it was do or die way back on May 31st, and has come oh so close to winning it. Maybe tonight will be his night. Many people feel that it will be his destiny to become ROH World Champion. I don't know what's worse, what might happen if he loses tonight, or what would happen if he wins tonight and he has the power of being Ring of Honor Champion.
Well, I'm not sure which celebration's going to be more dangerous, or what scenario is going to be more dangerous, if he loses in the riot he causes, or the riot that gets caused if he wins it. You know, you think back to the Detroit Pistons winning the NBA title and those riots, and Michigan State winning the titles in the NCAA and those riots. That's the kind of riot I'm envisioning if Homicide does win the title.
Austin Aries using his quickness, getting out of that side headlock. Homicide looking a little frustrated. There is no doubt there will be partying in the street of Brooklyn if Homicide wins the belt here tonight, as he comes up with the arm of Austin Aries, wrenches that arm.
When you think of Homicide, he had that classic series with Samoa Joe, as you mentioned. It got to the point where they finally said that feud was so intense that there would be no more ROH title shots for Homicide for the rest of the year.
Well, as more Homicide and Samoa Joe could not be in the same ring at the same time for the rest of 2004.
Well, since that time, look at what Homicide has accomplished. He has a pinfall victory over CM Punk. He won a triple threat against Punk and Samoa Joe. He has 2 victories over Bryan Danielson. As you mentioned, he has the victory over Austin Aries from the Trios tournament. Homicide has waited 9 months for this opportunity. You know he's coming into the ring prepared tonight.
Austin Aries explodes with that drop kick, hits Homicide in the head. Homicide definitely getting frustrated. What's he doing? He's going to get himself disqualified here.
Is this Homicide losing his composure, or is this Homicide playing mind games?
This is Homicide trying to intimidate Austin Aries. He's had classics with that belt so far, defeating Samoa Joe to end the 3rd anniversary celebration week. What a great match that was from Chicago. And of course, you already talked about the steel cage match against Colt Cabana to kick off the 3rd anniversary celebration week. Homicide now taking Aries down. Knocking Aries in the back, knocking him down, comes up with the arm now.
Fans worldwide are buzzing about Austin Aries' World Championship matches in Europe.
Homicide now working on the arm of Austin Aries. Backing him into the corner, cautious with every move. Nice reversal by Aries. Up and over. Arm drag takes down Aries. Aries ducks the clothesline. Tilt-a-whirl. No, arm drags Homicide down. Fast-paced action. Oh, there's that elbow by Aries. And Homicide just dumped him. Aries might be seriously hurt.
And look at Homicide, doesn't hesitate to follow up on his advantage.
Homicide managed to stay away from Bryan Danielson tonight, a man who he hates, a man who he has that best of 5 series going with, a man who he sacrificed his pay in Dayton to attack, so you know that he has to be focused solely on this world title match. All his attention is here. I mean, this is a man that was finding his paycheck in Dayton for attacking Bryan Danielson, and tonight he stayed away from him. What's that say about how important this world title is to him?
This is where Homicide may be the most dangerous. On the floor in an uncontrolled brawl.
Well, we've seen Homicide and Bryan Danielson brawl in parking lots, brawl around buildings. Some of the most intense brawls I've ever seen in my life. Homicide is among the best at brawling.
Everybody knows.
Whoa, he just runs in with that forearm at full speed.
Everybody knows what a tremendous technical wrestler Homicide is. And the fact that he can fly, he may be Austin Aries' equal both on the mat and in the air. This is where Homicide may be able to separate himself from the ROH World Champion in a brawl on the floor.
Well, Homicide has already dumped Aries on that table, and he's trying to suplex him now on that table. Oh, look at Aries lowering his base, fighting for his life here, fighting for the title. Aries going to the gut. No, Homicide clubs him in the back. Homicide now stalking Austin Aries, raking the back. Homicide now putting it into the ring. Of course, there are no countouts in ROH, but you can't put the belt on the floor.
Homicide's just stalking him and measuring him.
What's he doing with that table?
It looks like he wants it in a certain position.
Homicide now taking it to Austin Aries. Big chop. Homicide whipping Aries, no reversal. Up and over goes Aries. Big forearm. Aries sails in with a corkscrew splash. 2 count from referee Mike Keener. More explosiveness from Aries. Another 2 count.
Austin Aries is a wrestling machine. Now that the match is back in the ring, Austin Aries is using his incomparable mat skills to turn the tide of this match.
Aries bringing the fight to Homicide now. Samoa Joe almost had to kill Homicide to keep the bout of death before dishonor. Aries might have to do the same tonight as he charges in with that running forearm. Another one. No! Aries blocks the ace cutter. Nice side suplex there. Gets a 2 count. It's more like a snap sidewalk slam.
Austin Aries so incredibly versatile. I don't know if any wrestler in ROH, with the possible exception of Bryan Danielson, is able to modify and come up with different variations of basic moves the way Aries does.
Aries is so explosive with those combinations. Taking Homicide corner to corner. Runs in, gets greeted with a big boot to the face. Charges in. Aries now. Luna Corona. No, Homicide rolls through. More explosiveness from Aries. Cover. 2 count only.
These are the things that you can do when you don't have to think in the ring. Austin Aries just simply reacted, had the counter, and knew the offensive move to go right into with that drop kick.
Aries now whipping Homicide in a reversal. Up and over. Belly to belly. I think Aries landed on his head. Cover! Too close to the ropes. Good call from Mike Keener right on top of it. What a great official we have here in Mike Keener. Oh, brutal kick. Another cover. Homicide going for the win at every opportunity.
I'm seeing Homicide more focused than I remember seeing him in a long time, Jimmy.
No doubt about that. I mean, a testament to that is the fact that he stayed away from Bryan Danielson tonight. Butterfly suplex for a 2 count.
For the first time, you're seeing just a touch of frustration on Homicide's face.
Well, he just took out that frustration with those kicks. Now he's just pulling back at the hair. Keener calling for a break. Another good call. Homicide trying to take every advantage he can in this match.
And notice Homicide milking that count. We're looking right at the referee. Knew exactly right where the referee's count was and waited as long as he could till he broke that hold.
He is also assaulting the head and the back of Austin Aries, of course, softening him up for the cop killer. Don't forget, Homicide also loves to use that big lariat. He used that lariat to pin Roderick Strong at the last show at that Classic in Connecticut.
It's kind of interesting to see somebody use the fish hooks on Austin Aries, isn't it?
Austin Aries has been a fan of that himself. Homicide is just ripping him apart right now. He needs to start going for some high-impact stuff, and that's what he might be doing here as he plants Aries on the top.
I like the way Homicide has measured Austin Aries with this offensive flurry. As dangerous and explosive as Austin Aries is, I think it's a mistake to try to blind charge. I think it's a mistake to try to put him away too early, because Aries can turn any simple mistake into some kind of a pinning combination.
Austin Aries now, what's he doing? Turns that around into a stunner. Big impact there from Austin Aries, and that's the move he needed. Let's see if he can follow up. Charges in with a drop kick, glancing ahead of Homicide. Whips him corner to corner. Another one, this one connects right on the chin. Cover! How much of a distraction do you think Julius Smokes poses out there when you're hooking the leg, when you're trying to get a pinfall and he's screaming in your face?
Well, they're always a distraction at ringside. Even when they don't interfere, you always have to wonder about the possibility of them interfering.
Backbreaker! Cover! I haven't seen that out of Austin Aries before, taking a page out of Roderick Strong's book.
Well, as he works on that back, keep in mind the backbreakers that Roderick Strong delivered, even though Homicide was able to win that match.
Homicide was clutching his lower back after that match, the last show in Connecticut, back to basics. And now there's another backbreaker from Aries. Power elbow right into the back. It looks like he is fully aware of the damage that Roderick Strong did. I mean, we've seen what Roderick Strong can do to backs. There's a series of covers here. I mean, that's what cost James Gibson in the tournament tonight. That's why he lost in that tournament, was because of the damage Roderick Strong did to his back. But I digress, because there's a fish hook.
And Homicide came up with a counter to that fish hook.
Homicide softens up the neck more than pile driver, but one impact as Aries bounced off the mat. 2 counts.
Smokes thought he had it.
That was close.
Smokes was preparing to come into the ring to celebrate.
Homicide might be getting a little frustrated here as we approach 12:30 in the morning here in Asbury Park. What great fans for staying with us this long, for braving the weather conditions. They wanted to see this title match. That's why they're here. Oh, Homicide with a mistake. Aries taking advantage of it. Let's see if he can do it again. There's a heat-seeking missile.
Almost took out the entire front row with that.
Julius Smokes distracting Austin Aries, but at the same time pouring water on Homicide, trying to refresh him. And there's Aries. He cannot let Julius Smokes distract him as he just did. And I'd hate to see Julius Smokes play a factor in a world title match, never mind a possible world title change. That would be a disgrace.
Considering the circumstances, you have to wonder all the times that Austin Aries and the rest of Generation Next used the distractions of their alliance. How ironic it would be if Aries loses the title partially to the distraction of Julius Smokes.
Homicide now going for a cheap shot to the face there, following up with a chop. He's taking Aries' corner. No reversal. He gets caught. Liger bomb right in the New Japan canvas, but Homicide kicks out.
Aries starting to feel it.
Aries is climbing up to the top. Swords with a crossbody for a 2 count. Of course, Austin Aries, he loves to use the brain buster. He loves to use, oh, what's this? Homicide plants him with that DDT. Cover. And that was more than your basic DDT as he had Aries' legs hooked on that top rope.
For lack of a better term, almost a slingshot DDT.
Mark, he's signaling for the lariat. He's pinned a lot of men with the lariat. He knows, he can feel he's got the gold.
Don't trip.
Oh, Aries ducks it. Crucifix bomb. Turns him over. Cover.
2 and 15/16.
Aries is feeling it. He wants to go for that 450. He needs to go for that brain buster. It looks like he's got the brain buster hook. Takes Homicide up. No, knee to the head blocks it. Homicide going for a suplex. Aries back elbows out of it. Oh, big boot to the face. Cover. Not enough. But Aries is down. Aries is hurt. Homicide is frustrated.
Do what you gotta do.
I think this could come down to who hits the lariat, who hits the cop killer, who hits the 450, who hits the brain buster, who gets their big move first.
Don't let it happen again.
These guys have been working at such a high level and such a fast level in this match that you have to wonder how much gas is left in those tanks.
That's why I think it's going to come down to who hits their big move first. Aries, roll up. No, not enough. So close. Homicide cuts him off. Could be going for another pile driver. No. Aries lands on his feet. Top killer. No, Aries gets out of it. Has him off. What's this? Burning hammer. Cover. What? Oh my God.
Julius Smokes trying to fire up the Notorious.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to fire up. Look at that look of death on Homicide's face. Now he hits that suplex. Homicide now scooping him up. Brain buster. New champion possibly. But what? Homicide looks like he snapped. He's got that kill mode look in his eye. What's he doing now? He's got that table. He's going for the table instead of the win. Homicide's in kill mode. Oh, Aries lands hard on that table.
Homicide just sacrificed his own body to try to render the ROH World Champion unconscious and unable to continue. But look at Aries, he continues to stir. Julius Smokes, concerned about Homicide on the floor, outside the guardrail.
I don't know if either man's getting up after that. This might be a no contest. Homicide losing his cool, losing control. Instead of going for the win, he sacrificed his own body. That might be a decision that Homicide comes to regret, but I don't see Aries getting up at all.
Homicide.
No, Aries gets into the ring.
After 9 months, was not going to let this opportunity end on the floor.
Both men are worn down. I really think we're one big move away from either a new champion or Austin Aries retaining. This crowd is electric at 12:30 a.m. Whip into the ropes, no reversal. Aries going up. It could be 450 time. Nails it.
see Bryan Danielson come to the aid of somebody from Generation Next.
Oh, he wasn't coming to his aid. He was coming to destroy Julius Smokes. That's how much he hates him. Julius Smokes, of course, a factor in so many of the Bryan Danielson Homicide matches. Ace Cutter! Homicide signaling for the lariat! What's it gonna take to defeat Austin Aries? It's gonna take a cop killer. Aries now. Brainbuster! Aries going for another 450. Oh, Homicide moves. Cop killer attempt. He just nailed a brainbuster. He holds on. A second brainbuster.
A rolling brainbuster. Incredible.
He hit 3 consecutive brainbusters.
Aries has done it. Aries has survived Homicide.
What a night in Asbury Park. For Mark Nolte, I'm Jimmy Bauer. Thank you for joining us. Who can defeat Austin Aries?